Good morning, Jen.
Happy Friday, Kirk.
As always, it's another wonderful Friday. Going to be a great weekend at the lakes.
It is. Things are kind of starting to slow down around here a little bit.
They
Schools
really do.
are starting. A lot of kids went back. Like I know Omaha went back a couple weeks ago. We just went back this week.
Right. And a lot of the colleges, which I'm so old, I remember when colleges didn't start till the middle of September.
Yeah, no.
But boy, everybody's before Labor Day nowadays.
Oh, it's like the first week of August. College kids are gone. I know a lot of people around town are short staffed. They're looking. The bars and restaurants are really hurting right now. So if you know of any high school kids or anybody who wants to fill in, I
Right.
know places around town would absolutely love it.
And on the flip side of that, when you do go out, have patience.
Yes.
Everybody's working real hard. It's just they're working harder, okay?
Yeah, they are, and they're tired. It's been a long summer.
It has.
It's
It always
been
is.
busy everywhere all the time.
Absolutely. Just crazy. Which is great.
It's good.
It's great.
It's good. Especially real estate wise, it's been super busy. Let's talk about real estate sales.
Absolutely. And this is, again, we kind of do it week by week by week. And so this week there were 15 closings in Dickinson County, the Iowa Great Lakes area. There were 14 residential. There, in that group, there were 3 lots, one on Westlake. There were 8 single-family homes, one on Westlake, one on Big Spirit, and 1 mobile home, and then 2 duplexes. And then also there was a farm sale.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's, again, the numbers have been amazingly consistent.
They have, considering the fact that we have kind of low shortage on housing. We still are seeing a pretty good number of closings and things are moving pretty rapidly.
Right.
And speaking of rapidly, we had 11 new properties come on the market this week or last week.
Right.
And so that was super exciting. One was on East, one was on West, and then 4 of those already have gone active, contingent, and or pendant.
Yeah.
So that 4 of those houses that just came on last week are already off the market. That's crazy. That's
so
super
it's
fast.
it's still a strong market.
Yeah, it's
Still working
definitely
that way. Hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't. And pending and active contingent is relatively stable. We bumped up to 108, 54. It's dead even at 54 active contingent and 54 pendant. So yeah, things
We're
are
still right there.
Things are good.
Good. Well, we thought, go ahead.
We wanted to do a fun fact. So we're going to do a fun fact Friday. So the average person will move how many times in their lifetime?
11 times in their lifetime.
Yeah.
Which I thought was high.
I thought that's really high.
I would have thought maybe 3, 4, 5.
I would have guessed 7. But
Yeah.
I don't know why 11 seemed real high to me too.
Yeah. But again, that's the national.
That's
These are
average.
national averages, and that's just fine. The reason I was a little surprised is I read somewhere on the national that previous to maybe 5 years ago, the average people stayed in a home was 7 years.
Oh.
And that has gone up now to a little over 11. So in other words, people are staying in their homes a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
So that 11 times might be 10 now or something.
Yeah.
But it hadn't drastically changed.
No,
No.
not at all.
It's amazing. The other big problem, and this is, if you've been reading the newspapers or watching TV at all, there is just a huge, massive, whatever you want to say, home shortage.
Yeah.
The builders, in fact, they're even starting now, the builders, they said this last month, I think it was down to, I want to say like 9% new homes being built last month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, the demand for housing is still unbelievable. And that's national, state, local. How many times have we said, somebody said, I just need a single family home.
Yeah, and we're like, well, good luck. We need to be on. You have to be there the day it's listed and check it out and put an offer in before 5 p.m. that night. Otherwise, you're not going to get it.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
I feel sorry for the builders because they're working as hard as they can,
Yeah.
and I really feel sorry for someone that's looking to change, whether they want to upsize, downsize, switch it all.
Yeah,
it's tough sledding.
it is
everywhere.
tough. Well, and that's what everybody says to me. Like at Pirates, if I'm working, everyone's always like, it's gonna crash, and I'm like, the demand though is so high, so I just don't see it
I don't either.
around here. I don't see it taking a big dive.
No. And we've talked about this before, we are historically about a year behind the national trends.
Yeah.
And I don't see the national trends crashing. They have backed off, and there's been some changes, and interest rates again are a factor coming into some people. But man, We look pretty good around here.
Yeah.
We just need more building.
Yeah, we
If
do.
you are a builder or a developer, call us.
We wanna have a
would love
conversation.
to talk with you, okay?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then let's just touch on a really quick real estate topic, as is condition. What does that mean? And then what does that mean for a potential buyer?
Sure. I'll talk a little bit, but I want
Yeah.
you to talk too then. As is a statement that the seller is basically saying, this is the way my house is, and this is the way I want to sell it. I am not, even if you have a home inspection, even if you go through some other things, I'm just not going to make any changes. I want to sell it as is, and I don't mean quite like buyer beware, but just be prepared if there's something that's not quite, the plug-in doesn't work or some, some minor, what I call
Yeah.
things, you're just selling it as is.
Yep. And to piggyback off of that, that doesn't mean that a potential buyer can't have a home inspection on an as-is home. They can still do that. That just means that the seller, regardless of what is found, isn't going to make the repairs. So you don't have that opportunity to go back to the negotiation table and discuss things. The seller has already said, nope, I'm not going to do that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes with an as-is property, usually the selling realtor has already taken into consideration that in the price, and usually the price is kind of a little bit lower because of that.
Right. And again, back to your point there on home inspection, we would never discourage having a
No.
home inspection. If nothing else, it just tells you where you are at that point in time. You understand, maybe there's a crack in the floor, there's a window broken or something, but that's okay.
You
That
have
doesn't
a
mean
list of things that are wrong with the home, and then an urgency of things that need to be.
Right.
They give it like needs to be done now, needs to be fixed immediately, or you need to keep an eye on it.
That's
or,
right. These items need to be addressed
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yep.
So it's not a bad thing. It's just the way some people prefer to sell their home. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Well, Kirk, I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
One of the last few summer ones we're gonna get.
I know it. Have a wonderful Okoboji weekend.